Some people say that patterns are the basis of all mathematics. While I use the computer screen and different colored circles to create different mathematical patterns, you'll be making patterns using your trays and different colored balls. I want you to put your tray in front of you like the picture you now see. We're going to start with a simple pattern called an A-B pattern. As I make the pattern on the screen, I want you to make it in your tray. You will only use two different colors when making this pattern. Let's start making the pattern. Does your pattern look like mine? Do you have two different colored balls side by side? If you need help, remember to ask your teacher. Let's continue with our pattern. Remember, as I make mine, you continue your pattern. Remember, stay with me and don't work ahead. Does your pattern look like mine? Let's see what we have. I have a blue, then a yellow. I have a blue, then a yellow. I have something for you to do and a few questions that I want you to discuss with your teacher. I'm going to put them on the screen and let your teacher pause the program. When your teacher is ready, he or she will restart the program. The instructions and the questions are: add the next 4 balls to your pattern. Can you tell me why this pattern is called an A-B pattern? What is the A in the pattern? What is the B in the pattern? Does it make any difference what colors you use to make your pattern? Write the names, that is, the colors, of the first 6 terms of another A-B pattern. Do not use the colors you've already used. Here are the next 4 balls in my pattern. Does your pattern look like mine? This is called an A-B pattern because we have 2 and only 2 different colors repeating. A and B, A, B, A, B, A, B. This is an A-B pattern using colors. Let's see if we can make an A-B pattern using numbers. Again, I want you to follow along with me with your trays and balls. This time we're going to use more than 2 colors. 1, 3, 1, 3. Just like before, I have something for you to do and a few questions that I want you to discuss with your teacher. I'm going to put them on the screen and let your teacher pause the program. When your teacher is ready, he or she will restart the program. Here are the instructions and questions. Add the next 2 sets of balls to your pattern. Can you tell me why this pattern is called an A-B pattern? Did the color of the balls you used make any difference? What is the A in the pattern? What is the B in the pattern? Does it make any difference what numbers you use to make your pattern? Write the names, that is numbers, of the first 6 terms of another A-B pattern. Do not use the numbers we've already used. Here are the next 2 terms in my pattern. 1, 3. Does your pattern look like mine? This is called an A-B pattern because we have 2 and only 2 different numbers repeating. Again, this is an A-B pattern. A, B, A, B, A, B. There are many different A-B patterns. We've already looked at repeating colors and numbers. Can we make an A-B pattern using shapes? Again, I want you to follow along with me. The color will not make a difference, so mix the colors as you make the shapes. I'm going to start by taking 3 balls and making a triangle. Look how I made mine, and you do the same. Next, we're going to take 4 balls and make a square. Look how I made mine, and you do the same thing. Did you notice that I left a space between each shape? This makes it easier to see each shape. Since you already know a lot about A-B patterns, your teacher is going to pause the movie and allow you to make the next 4 terms of the pattern. Here are the next 4 shapes in my pattern: triangle, square, triangle, square. Again, the pattern is AB, AB, AB. Here are questions to discuss with your teacher. Can you name another AB pattern that does not use colors, numbers, or shapes? Think about the people in your classroom, the objects in your classroom, or cars passing in the street. How do I know that a pattern is an AB pattern? Let's see what you know about AB patterns. Is this an AB pattern? Here's how I would change the pattern to make it an AB pattern. Change the yellow ball to a blue ball. What about this pattern using numbers? Is this an AB pattern? What do we need to change to make it an AB pattern? Your teacher will pause the movie while the class discusses how to change this pattern to make it an AB pattern. Here's how I would change the pattern to make it an AB pattern. Take one of the balls in the column with 3 balls and get rid of it. Now I want to see if you can use what you just learned to make other patterns. Here's information that you can use to make new patterns. I want you to use your tray and balls to make the first 3 terms of each pattern. Your teacher will pause the program now to let you construct the patterns. When you have completed each pattern, raise your hand and have your teacher check it. Pattern 1, AB using colors. Pattern 2, AB using numbers. Pattern 3, ABC using colors. Pattern 4, ABC using numbers. Pattern 5, ABB using colors. Pattern 6, ABB using numbers. Here are the examples of the patterns that I've made. AB, AB, AB. AB, AB, AB. ABC, ABC. ABC, ABC. ABB, ABB. ABB, ABB. Your teacher will now review the concepts covered in this lesson. If you have any questions, be sure to ask them now.